Hold up.
I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're staying safe at home. Today I want to talk about simple things, simple little exercises that we can do in order for us to respect ourselves a little more, love ourselves a little more, appreciate ourselves a little more, because most of us are in that rat race. We're constantly waking up to a ton of things to do. We go to sleep already thinking about what we need to do the next day, and we're getting so lost in living this rat race life that we forget about us. We think about other people, we rarely think about us. When we think about us, we think about, I should exercise, I should, probably meditate a little bit, but we're not going deeper, which is why most people fail to answer the one question that I asked them. Do you feel good on most days? Before you go to sleep every night, ask yourself a simple question. Do I feel good about myself? That is a measure of your life quality. Your bank balance is a measure of the amount of wealth you may have. Okay? Then you have different measures for different aspects in your life. Some people like to measure the value of their life by how many friends they have, how many friends come over to their place on the weekend. Some people like to do it with likes on Instagram and likes on Facebook and all of that stuff. But the real question that you need to be asking yourself, you may have money, you may have friends, you may have pretty clothes, you may have all of these things, a great job and a career. But if you cannot answer that question before you sleep every night, do I feel good about myself? On most nights, every day is not going to be a perfect day. And even if it wasn't a perfect day, let's say you've had a rough day, but at the end of the day, you say, yeah, I feel good about myself. Yep, there were a couple of ups and downs. Things didn't go too well. Someone spoke behind my back. But overall, I feel good about my life because I have family, I have relationships, I have money, I'm blessed, I feel good, I have great health. So the point is, can you answer the question? Do you feel good about yourself? Now, on most days, if the answer is every single day, no, I don't feel good, then that's an indicator that you have to start looking a little bit deeper into your life. Move past the surface level of money and friends and clothes and tasty food all the time and go a little bit deeper, because you have all of that, but you can't answer the question positively. Most of your answers are negative. No, I don't feel good about myself. I feel empty. I have so much, but yet I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel good inside. That's the time you start doing an exercise of self-care. Are you looking after yourself? Today's self-care is distorted by clever marketing. For self-care, they say, oh, come and spend money on a massage. You can do it. That's not self-care. That's self-care at a superficial level. Oh, yeah, come, let's go shopping. Self-care, you care about you. No, absolutely not. You can do all of that stuff, but if the answer about how good you feel about yourself is still negative or something you're struggling with, you need to go deeper. What I like to do is, recently I built this little board. I call it a self-care board, or I call it a you-care board, because it's all about you. It's as simple as that. It's not selfish. I used to think you-care is such a selfish thing. But if you make it all about you and you're self-centered, then it is selfish. But you gotta fill you first. You gotta nourish you. Most people are unhappy with everything in their life because they're unhappy with themselves. Most people fail to find respect from other people because they don't respect themselves. Most people find it difficult to appreciate other people. I mean, you can do it fakely. Like in society, everyone is like, oh, you've lost so much of weight. Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, you look careless statements. But they don't know how to do it genuinely because they don't know how to appreciate themselves. It's difficult to love someone else if you don't know how to love yourself. So it starts with you. It's not a selfish thing. You care is all about you. So I made this little board with a couple of questions. Okay, with a couple of questions. These questions were not my own. Someone sent them to me and I said, let me do this exercise to check in with myself on a daily basis to see how I feel. And right now, we're not going to be talking about health today. We're going to do the exercise together. So I'm going to move my camera around and show you my self-care board that I have. Okay? It's a simple board that I have. And what we're going to do right now is reflect for about 30 seconds on each of these questions. They really make you think. And the beauty of this exercise is you can do it every single day. Probably at the end of the day, Okay, so I have the first question. What is your favorite person today? Who is your favorite person today? Think about it. Because when you think about it, it gives you an opportunity to appreciate or to reflect on something that someone said to you or someone did for you. So we're connecting within. Otherwise, how many days do we go through without realizing that there are so many favorite people that we may have in our day? So who is your favorite person today? How is that person, think about it. It could be your mate, it could be your husband, your wife, your child, someone you saw on TV, whatever it is. But think a little bit about that person and see how you start to connect within. Once you've done that, reflect on this. One thing I learned today. This is such an important reflection point for you care every single day, because we go through days just living mindlessly, not reflecting on what we've learned. Did you learn something maybe from the internet? Did you learn something from social media? Did you learn something from a mistake you made, from a failure, from someone else's mistake? Sometimes we see the suffering of other people and we learn mistakes through their suffering. They did something and they're suffering. So for us, we can take away a learning from that. But it's useless if we don't reflect on it. What we don't reflect on just passes by like seconds, minutes, days, weeks. It just passes by. It felt good for the moment, but when we reflect, we take away a learning, and that learning can become a powerful catalyst in our life. What's the best thing I ate today? This makes me reflect on the food that I ate. I just don't mindlessly eat. Was it a cup of coffee? Of course, you don't eat coffee, but whether it was coffee or tea, or what did you eat for breakfast? Or was it a nut, a seed, a particular preparation? So it makes you go back, think, connect inwards, and find space to appreciate. So you can do that. The best thing I ate today. I'll send you a picture of this later. Mistakes that shaped me. What are some of the mistakes that have made you who you are today in a positive way? That's extremely important for you to know. So go back and reflect on the mistakes that make you feel negative and see if you've taken a learning from that mistake that has now shaped who you are today in a positive way. So that's a lovely, beautiful, very deep reflection point for all of us to, kind of connect with on a daily basis. Because I can promise you one thing, as you do this exercise every day, maybe not all, take 1 or 2 or 3, it's up to you. You start to feel a little bit good about yourself, because in a way, you're kind of self-appreciating things about yourself, which makes you feel good. Appreciation makes everyone feel good. One thing that I love about myself. What do you love about yourself? What is that one thing you love about yourself? Forget about the superficial stuff. I don't want, I'm kind, I cook well. No, go deeper. What do you truly love about yourself? Okay, this question will make a lot of people think differently. And if you don't have an answer, then maybe that's a signal for you to introspect and connect more strongly inside of you, because you have to find something that you love about yourself. Because if you don't like anything about yourself, how are you going to recognize things that you love about others? It's always going to be superficial. Then we have another question. What was the most comforting activity of your day? Was it your yoga? Was it your pranayama? Was it a hug from your child, sitting with your husband or your wife? Or was it your work or a new project that you're working on? You should know what comforting activities you have in your day, because it'll motivate you to do more of that, and it'll help you to feel good as well. And then we have, I release my stress by. So if you were stressed out today, how did you release your stress? Okay, maybe you listened to some music, you read a book, you called up your friend, you went for a swim, you did some push-ups, you did some yoga. It is so important for you to understand how you release your stress, or what you did that released your stress. So when you go through life and more stress enters your life, you have more outlets that you're aware of how to use them to release your stress. But without self-awareness, we don't know what makes us feel good. And then we allow stress to build up more and more in our life. And the final last one, today I'm grateful for. Today I'm grateful for. So you see, like I said, I will click a picture of this and send it across to you. But these are simple questions that we can reflect on. It takes you less than 5 minutes before bedtime to do this little exercise. And as you keep doing it, you start to feel good about yourself. Let's say you had all negative answers today, you couldn't find, that's okay. Then you start looking more inwards and you start being more mindful and aware of what meal you ate. So at night you can reflect and say, this was a good meal. So you see, practice on ourselves makes us appreciate more and more in life. Because if you think, sorry about that. Yeah. Because if you think that it's only your clothes and money and more people around you that makes you happy, can you answer my question why you don't feel fulfilled? Most people don't feel fulfilled. Most people feel empty. Everyone is searching and searching for the next holiday destination, the next upgrade of car, the next designer bag, the next. We're constantly searching. I mean, have these things. Have them. It's not bad. But is it fulfilling you? Still have them if they're not fulfilling you. But then you need to find what fulfills you at the end of the day. And that is only when you learn to look after yourself and you learn to care for yourself. So you care, or self-care is not a selfish thing. Once you fulfill yourself, you can go outside in the world and fulfill everyone. An unhappy mother or a father cannot fulfill their children. They can give them costly educations and books and toys, but a child will not be fulfilled because they don't get that energy and that vibe from their parents. A partner in a relationship can never fulfill another partner if they're not happy with themselves. If they can't feel loved, they can't love themselves, no one can ever make them feel loved and appreciated and everything else. So everything that you're going through in your life today, it starts with you. How do you feel most of the times through the day? Check in with yourself and do these exercises. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And remember, you care is all about you.